Hello everyone, it's Fatblackman, and I do not have breaking news. We'll give you a documentary pretty soon, but I really want to talk about something else. I want to talk about something I started in my last outing on stage. I talked about homelessness, and I was just thinking, I said, homeless people experience things that will never make them the same as those who don't experience homelessness. For instance, I was looking at a beautiful woman one time when I was homeless. I was in a Walmart and I saw that she was voluptuous. And I was like, oh my goodness, I wonder if I could take a nap on those buns. Now, of course, if I wasn't homeless, I'd be thinking about something else. You know what I mean? When it came to those buns, maybe grabbing the buns. Let's be specific. Guys, don't get your woman's buns messed up. Use the vagina. Don't get the woman's buns messed up. Don't stop her buns up. She has to poop. I'd be thinking about grabbing those buns. But when you're homeless, you're thinking about sleeping on buns. Couches are sexy. Women are not as sexy as couches when you're homeless. When you're homeless, you lose something called a sleep pattern. Your circadian rhythm is challenged when you're homeless. The circadian rhythm is kind of like what your body expects when you get 8 hours of sleep every day for 20 years. Your body kind of runs on a rhythm. Well, when you're homeless, maybe not so much. There are a couple of guys who are homeless and their circadian rhythm is never challenged. But I'm not one of them. Boy, I went through sleep deprivation. Goodness. One time I was at a party. And I've always wanted to be a comedian, but I became a journalist instead. So this is what you get, the triple threat from a lot of guys. You get the double threat from me. I don't sing much. I sing a little bit. You get the triple threat from me. I did record something and post it. It was a Christmas carol or a Juneteenth carol. I posted it. I sing a little bit, guys. You heard me sing before. I'm a triple threat. Yeah, I do my job for Elemental. I do some comedy, which is kind of like our workout gym, our workout facility. And so I was at the party. It was actually a wedding of a family member, and they didn't know I was homeless. And I had the bad habit of always doing satire with songs. So they were familiar. They said, oh no, here he goes. What is he going to create out of this song, right? And so it was crowded. The dance floor was crowded, and we were just kind of standing, watching folks dance. And so it went on to some slow music, and they were playing Teddy Pendergrass, Close the Door. And my satire's not planned. I always did satire with music. Sitting in the car with my siblings, even sometimes my parents, if I didn't curse, they would love to hear me do a satire of a song. It's just a habit I developed from watching Saturday Night Live. I'm from the Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy era, so my comedy is great. Those guys were like comedy professors. So, my comedy's great if I aspired in that era, you know what I mean? People who aspired in that era are usually pretty damn good, and I'm one of them. Not a comedian, but and so in my youth, in my 20s or so, I did satire with songs all the time around family. So I was at a wedding, we were at the reception. Everybody was getting loose and having a great time. And too crowded on the dance floor, so we're standing there watching them with a crowd of cousins, and we're just having a great time. And so they knew I was good at this. And so I just go on with it. Come here, baby, let me do it. And everybody just looked like, what in the hell? They laughed, but they were kind of like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that, So I kind of told on myself with that one, But it was a good time, and I always do satire. Maybe I'll do some on stage sometimes, But, and that's just the mindset of being homeless, I mean, it's really true. It's like you're looking at a woman like, oh, I bet she has a nice apartment. I want to do it at her apartment, It's not always like when I was at the HBCU. I looked at a woman, and those thoughts, of course, never entered my mind. I was stable at the college. I had somewhere to live. I had so many friends. I partied. One thing about the HBCU, back then, back in the 80s, of course, we know what changed everything. But I got there in 1988, and women would admit, they would say, my mom told me to find a husband on this campus. And so you had to be a fool not to understand that they're telling you that they want to try out the goods, basically is what they're saying. I mean, that was dating at, I mean, if they liked you, you would pretty much hear that from, I'd say 50% of the women, unless they weren't into guys, or unless maybe their parents didn't feel that way, or for one reason or another. It wasn't a cultural phenomenon, but it was something very common. So, I mean, dating was not stressful, I'll put it that way, And it was very comfortable. I talk about HBCUs, but I really got most of my education from just regular colleges. Of course, HBCU is historically black college or university. It's a historically black college or university. So some of those colleges were state colleges and are highly funded and are attended by all races. So that's something that people should know. Even in my time, I saw a white quarterback at one of the football games. I'm like, the HBCU football team has a white quarterback. It was hilarious because at that time, black quarterbacks were having trouble getting jobs in the NFL. And so you go to a black college football game and there's a white quarterback on the opposing team. It was hilarious. But anyway, so it's not like other races can't go to the HBCU, but it's just saying that at a certain point in time in American history, the leaders, the billionaires, the millionaires of that time, if there were any billionaires at that time, they decided that blacks, African Americans, needed their own colleges, and so they're getting a lot of promotion nowadays saying that, hey, those colleges are so great, why don't you take your black ass to that college? I'm joking. Blacks can go to any college and get their asses kicked. Well, black colleges are getting a lot of promotion.